They say it has been no new job since 1990 for the middle class. Right? That means that it's been one big bucket and everybody just been fighting over it. And I don't think that we have to go through what we're going through. I just think that we don't know any better. And I was listening to or watching a documentary about, I believe it was World War II with Hitler, and they was just showing how he would steal all of the, information from the Jews and the Masons. And they say he was obsessed with the Masons as much as he was obsessed with the Jewish people. And he would take their information because they had the esoteric. He believed that they were esoterically imbued with these abilities and these powers, and he had a whole library of tens of thousands of pieces of information that he took from them. But what happened was, after they went in and killed him, they divvied up that. So they say America gave a lot of the information back to who it rightfully belonged, but they say the Soviet Union went and took that information for themselves. And it just had me thinking about information itself. And governments and peoples of power understood how important it was to covet certain information and certain knowledge. And what you realize, even with AI, there's so much information that gets translated, so that the internet doesn't even have all of the world's knowledge, right? So even if you train an AI on all of the world's knowledge, there's so much esoteric and occult information that's not even put on the internet, right? There's information that hasn't been translated from Hebrew or Latin yet. So unless you speak those languages or forgotten languages, you can't even get access to the information. And this would be the type of knowledge that the world is built upon, right? And that occult information is really just speaking upon knowledge that's not, a part of the Abrahamic religions or science, as far as what's accepted today. But the world is built on all of these metaphysical and occult systems that the average person don't have access to. And when we talk about intelligence, our community needs specifically more scientists, more, coders, right? We need more people who can actually build nations out. We need media people. We need people in these positions. And if you study North Korea, they have a system of communism, of course, where they force people in positions based on what their skill sets are. In America, people are not put in position. People are given the opportunity to choose, right? But this opportunity to choose is lopsided because most people are not intelligent enough and don't have the best information to even make the correct decision. So when, you got a lot of people go to school for engineering, but then they passion is art. So they end up leaving an engineering degree behind and following art. Or you got somebody that, maybe going to school for art, but they could have been a great engineer. And so it's really about, I believe, customizing and doing these aptitude tests to see where your skill sets and your talents lie, and then creating an option, based platform for that, so that people can go into fields that they're actually good at and that they can actually serve the nation. So America's education system has severely did a terrible job at preparing the people for the future. And here we are now in the future, and nobody knows what to do, and everybody trying to figure out, how do I follow my passion? What do I do? I'm lost. I don't know what my purpose is. And I always say, purpose shouldn't be a thing that you have to find. Purpose is something that you discover and you realize, through a series of tests. If you give somebody an aptitude test and you find out they test higher ranks in math, higher ranks in, engineering, higher ranks in certain sciences and fields, and you can tell that, this must be their purpose because this is what they're good at, right? The problem is the way that we're the way that our skills show up sometime is that they don't require effort. And so we don't reward ourselves with that feeling of like, because I put in that effort, I earned it, I deserved it. So we get congratulated for doing things that we're good at, and it makes us feel like we don't have to put in any effort. So it doesn't make you feel great about yourself doing something that you're already good at. So it's better to congratulate people for the effort that they put in to develop a skill, because that's going to make you feel rewarded from the work that you put in. And so I just think that people have discovered talents, and the very thing that's supposed to be their purpose, they don't want to do because it becomes effortless. Instead of them feeling like they have to develop that skill set and become better and better. And once you challenge yourself and you become good, you want to continue to do that because it makes you feel good about your own growth, right? So American system of education and placement of purpose is completely lopsided, and that's why, you know, we created technologies that allow people to, you know, do these tests, to create these, to take these tests to figure out where you should actually be placed in and what you should actually be doing. Purpose should not be a thing that people should be chasing. It shouldn't be a thing that people should be trying to figure out. It should be a system that allows people to automatically get placed in what they should be.